Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is the 17th, Sunday, the 17th of July 2022. We start the day today by saying the name of the video. It's actually concerning Biden and his visit to Saudi Arabia. So I decided to call this video The Loser Biden Between Sunni and Shiite Muslim. Okay. Each culture, without exception, each every group of people creates certain culture, and we wouldn't understand this culture unless we are brought up in that culture. You wouldn't understand the Japanese culture unless you were born and brought up in Japan. You grew up in Japan. You wouldn't understand the Chinese culture unless you were born and raised up in China. And even the Chinese culture 50 years ago and the Chinese culture today, it differs. So you have to be aware of certain things and how things are done, and that requires your knowledge of the people of this country and this culture. So Muslim also and the Islamic countries have their own culture. I was born in Egypt. I grew up in Egypt. I'm an Egyptian, so I know quite a bit about the Egyptian culture. And the Egyptian culture, as well as the rest of Islamic culture in North Africa and in the Gulf region, practically I would say they are about 90% the same. So I'm going to speak about what happened, what is going on, and Biden's visit to this region, and why he is a loser. And that affects America too, and the West, and European countries, and everyone. So, Islamic culture have been divided 1400 years ago at the time of the death of the founder of this ideology. His name was Muhammad. Once he was on his deathbed, a split happened, and that split was called the people who supported the daughter supported the daughter of Muhammad and her group, and the wife of Muhammad and her group. The wife of Muhammad was the young bride, the 9-year-old girl who got married to Muhammad when he consummated his marriage with her when he was 54 years old. And that's the same woman, by the way, in India. All the fuss that it's happening in India is because of they spoke about what happened. Okay, that's not the subject now, but we have to understand that when, like, let's say, take any religious leader in the past or of today, go to any church or any synagogue or any temple other than Muslim, and if the congregation of that temple or church or what have you have certain love and feeling to the person who is working, the minister of this temple or church, they will try as much as possible to unite with him and what he says. The founder of Islam, before his death, he chose his nephew Ali, who became the fourth caliphate. But he chose him to be the first to run because he was a lot younger, he was more energetic, and he followed the founder of this ideology since the beginning. So in a way, he was a child when he joined, so he grew up with Muhammad. the founder. And maybe that's why he chose him. He's his nephew, he knew a lot, and he was the husband of his daughter. Okay? So that's Ali, and the people who supported Ali called Shiite. They're about 23% of the Muslim worldwide. And they are not just found in one place. They are all over the world. In Egypt there are few Shiite Muslim. I don't know the percentage. In Saudi Arabia, although it's primarily Sunni Sunni Muslim, but they have quite a bit of Shiite. I don't know the percentage. Iraq, and majority of Shiite are in Iran. However, they still have some Sunni Muslim there. But there is a lot of hate and resentment since the death of the founder of Islam. I spoke many times about the Sunni and the Shia. So anyway, we have to go back and understand the summary of this relationship between Sunni and Shia. There are few names here, so please bear with me. There was the daughter of Muhammad. Her name was Fatima, and she married the nephew of Muhammad, who is Ali. They had two sons. One, his name was Hassan, and the other one Hussein, like Barack Hussein Obama, exact same name. I'll get to that later, which suggests that Barack Obama follows the sect of Shiite Muslim. His father was Shiite Muslim. Keep that aside now. And there are also Sunni Muslim, whom those who followed Aisha, the wife of Muhammad, and she was the daughter of the first person took charge. His name was Abu Bakr. That was his daughter. He let her marry the founder of Islam earlier, about 9 years earlier. She was 9 years old, and when he died she was 18. She didn't have any children. So this is the thing, and it's not really, they don't say it Muslim, Sunni or Shia. Well, Shia, they have an idea that Aisha poisoned Muhammad, her husband, with the support of her father. And that's why Shiite Muslim, they hate the wife, Aisha, that young bride. They hate her guts. They hate her father. They hate the second caliphate, Omar. They hate the third caliphate, because in their mind they believe Islam was correct, was right, and people should have listened to Muhammad and should have put Ali, his nephew, and the daughter of Muhammad was the wife of Ali, as the inheritors and the successors of Muhammad. Yet the daughter of the first caliphate, the wife of Muhammad, the young bride, with another woman, whom she was the daughter of the second caliphate, Omar. She was also a wife of Muhammad. Let's pay attention to these two women a little bit quickly and move on. Aisha in Quran, she noticed that every time the founder of Islam, like a woman, wanted to get away with her, right away the angel Gabriel will come down with signature from Allah. Allah permit you to take this woman. So Aisha noticed that every time he has a desire to have a woman, Allah will send the signature right away with Quranic verse from Jibreel. Here, marry this woman or have sex with her. It's okay, Allah knows what's best for you. So go ahead. So Aisha told him, I see that God is eager to help you to fulfill your desire, your sexual desire. So she understood what was going on. She knew. Now, the other wife, who is the daughter of the second Caliphate, Omar, her name was Hafsa. Hafsa, she went shopping one day. She came back home. She had a servant, was an Egyptian woman given to Muhammad as a gift from Egypt, and she caught him having sexual relationship with that servant. So I don't think she was really, because she screamed and she wanted to expose him. I don't think she was very happy with him. And probably she never forgave him for that. And therefore these two women, from Shia perspective, they worked together to poison Muhammad, which it does make sense. Add to that their fathers, Abu Bakr and Omar, the first two caliphate, excuse me, must have approved of that. Because if the daughters who are living with the founder of Islam notice that everything is to make money and to have as much sexual relationship with women, that's the whole idea about message and messenger, and that probably what got into their heads. Whether he's a messenger or not is none of my business. Okay, but that's normal to think this way. So let's get rid of him, and I'm sorry, my father Abu Bakr and your father Omar can run the business after that, and we will be the one who is collecting. Okay, so that's why I said, if you have a minister in a church or a temple, normally the congregation would not come to that point to poison him and put another person, unless they have certain dispute or they hate him for a reason or another. But they can't say it. And we can actually, if you want, we can speak about how they murdered him, because it is written in a very discreet way. If you want, we can get to that, but please let me know in the description box that you want to learn about his death and how they poisoned him. Okay, so now we know that the root of Sunnah and Shia in that region, in the Middle East region, it is very deep, and they hate each other. As much as they hate, the Muslim hate the Jews, they actually hate each other also, as Sunnah and Shia. They want to murder one another as much as they want to murder the Jews and the Christian and everyone else. That's in the Quran. I'm not saying that because I want to destroy the image of any human being or anyone. That the kafirun, meaning non-believer, or anyway, it's not really the best word. Uh, so that is an idea of what is in the Middle East. Now we have somebody, his name, I call him Barack bin Obama bin Laden. I'm sorry, Obama bin Laden, Obama Hussein bin Laden. And the reason I say that, because most people called Hussein, his father must have been a very big chance he was a Muslim Shiite. Hence, there is certain feeling towards Shiite Muslims. And that's why if we remember Barack Obama or Obama bin Laden, he went to Iran when he was president and he gave them $1.7 billion in cash, shipped cash, paper money to Iran, so that they can stop, begging them to stop making nuclear bomb. That doesn't play very well with the rest of the Gulf region, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, because it's primarily Sunni Muslim. So Iran, which wants to destroy us, you are going there and giving them cash instead of putting the noose more around their necks so that they cannot move and threaten us and destroy us. You are giving them the cash that they can use to produce nuclear weapons. That does not give much credibility to the United States, that it is still the country that it protected the Gulf region since World War I. After World War I, it's not. So that made the Saudis and the rest of the Gulf region think differently. Okay, America now is not really committed to our protection, and rightfully so. Iran send drones to hit oil field in Saudi Arabia. America did nothing, so we're on our own, and that's when Saudi Arabia and the Gulf region started to buy their own aircrafts and their own weapons and train in case Iran gets an idea. Then the Gulf region will unite together with Israel as a united front and they go destroy Iran, because America is not going to do that. Now, Biden's visit to the Gulf region and to Israel, I don't know what happened, but it is not very good, and it doesn't play good for the sake of America and the safety of America and the safety of the Gulf region. And therefore, you really don't hear any concrete answer of what happened in this visit. Nothing is clear. Yeah, I spoke to them and they put on top of the agenda the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Okay, I am not advocating the death of any human being unjustly. Okay, however, it is known that all countries, not many, all countries, sometimes for the sake of stability, even the democratic countries, for the sake of stability, if they find a person who is just a menace, wants to create problem to stir bloodshed in the country or unrest, sometimes actually they conspire to kill him, get rid of him. He is going to create a situation that there will be a lot of bloodshed. Nonsense, without any good result. So they get rid of him. Now, Khashoggi, in a way, I'm not against justifying what happened, But do these things happen? Yes, they do. They do. Okay? And here is Biden putting this as the main thing. Okay, if you're really honest and sincere, and you speak about human rights and you worry about human rights and all that nonsense, yeah, the propaganda stuff. Where are you from 100 million Uyghurs, Chinese Uyghurs, forced to do slave labor in China? Don't they have rights, these people? They do. And while they are doing that forced labor, their wives back home are raped by the Chinese soldiers. If you want to speak about human rights, okay, I am with you. But you are taking only one propaganda guy, Jamal Khashoggi, and putting him as human right. What about the 100 millions human right? Why is this one single person more important than 100 million? Yeah, human beings are important. I am not saying anything wrong with that. But if you really want to back up your claim that you are talking about human rights and not propaganda, talk about all human rights, what China is doing. But you shut up towards China for a reason or another. I mean, after all, your son was working there. So, who is to believe you? Now, also, coming out of Afghanistan, do you think the Saudi or the Israelis or any of the countries in the Gulf region will believe that you are really, in case if Iran try to attack, are you going to really stand with them? I mean, pulling out of Afghanistan, that was a disaster. After 20 years in Afghanistan, you pull out in a very disgraceful way. And I am wondering, where are the military leaders that if I ask a 19 years old teenager to make a plan to withdraw from Afghanistan, he or she will never say, pull all the military out first and then the civilians. He will tell you, take the women first, take the elderly first, take all the civilian first, then the military gradually withdraw until you leave safely. It wasn't like that. So I don't know if it was done on purpose to humiliate the American army, the American forces, to make America lose credibility. It could, because these generals, they said, they told Biden this is wrong. I don't know, something wrong going on. It's either Biden is playing games or these guys wanted to destroy the military reputation of America. Now, with that image, do you think Saudi Arabia will depend on you to protect them? I would say they will actually align with Israel. See how much they hated each other before? They will trust the word of the Israeli government and the Israeli people and the Israeli army, that they will stand with them and they will fulfill their word to stand against the danger of Iran becoming a nuclear power. So they tell you that he succeeded, and it's all propaganda stuff. What I see, from what I understand the culture and what happened in the past, and who stands where. Iran, It's not like I agree with the Sunnis or the Shiite. To me, I don't want to use bad words, vulgar words, but they don't make any difference whether they are Muslim Sunni or Muslim Shiite. They are Muslim, in my opinion. They are Muslim. So if you are Muslim and you want to follow the way of Islam, I'm against it, whether you are Muslim Sunni or Shia. But sometimes you have to accept the lesser evil. And the lesser evil at this moment is the one who is defending his or her country, who is producing a nuclear bomb, is Iran. What's the objective of making this nuclear bomb? Because many countries have nuclear bombs. Israel has nuclear bombs. Okay? America has nuclear bombs. But why Iran wants nuclear bombs? In the 90s, Ahmadinejad was the president of Iran. He said it plainly. To erase Israel from existence. It doesn't have, maybe the land will be contaminated. It's not like the Palestinian will go and claim the land. It doesn't matter. The hate of Israel and the hate of the Sunni, that is the message that we had from this ideology for 1400 years. Hate. He taught us hate. Okay? Your enemy, hate him to destruction. And if the Muslim Sunni had the technology as much as the Muslim Shiite in Iran to produce nuclear bomb, hey, in my opinion, I might be wrong, they will do the same. They will go and try to erase Iran and Israel from existence. So the objective of Iran is to erase Israel from existence, and I'm not with anyone who wants to erase anyone from existence. Everyone has the right to live, and they will actually erase the Gulf region, the people living in the Gulf region of existence. Even though they may sacrifice the Shia living there, it's okay. It's collateral damage. It's okay, no problem. So, where are we going from here? I really don't know. I don't know. But America in a very critical situation, and Biden was trying, I call him the loser, trying to save his behind, because the gasoline prices did not rise up like 5-10%. It's more than doubled. When Trump was president, the price of gasoline more than doubled. And now you are going to visit Saudi Arabia to try to ask them to pump gasoline because the war in Ukraine changed the situation. So Europe is not supplied by oil from Russia, which is a major producer, and the world needs this oil. So now, if I am the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, and the gasoline now, I'm charging double of what I was charging originally. Why? And you're not offering me any assistance, like to protect me like in the past. No military protection, none whatsoever, and I cannot depend on you anyway. Why on earth should I cut my price of my oil in half? Why should I do that for you? And that is the reason Biden cannot say what really happened in this meeting until now. The news is, it was a good meeting, and I spoke about Khashoggi. Yeah, good luck. And are you going? Let's say Mohammed bin Salman, he is the one who gave the order to murder this guy. Are you going to arrest him? Are you? And why aren't you talking about so many people? Human right is violated way more than Khashoggi. Why not? And who is to trust you? And they are when Trump was president, they were saying that his numbers, his approval was the worst of any president, and they had the media pounding on him day and night that he is terrible. And the media now, trying to elevate this guy, lift his behind up, and he's still worse than Trump. And if they are not trying to boost his behind a little, they say his approval now is 33%. I think it's way less than that. Without the lifting of the media of his behind, he might be 23% if he can get 23%. And if the media was not biased towards Trump, he would be more than what he was. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's not a very good news, but that's the situation. And if you want to know about the murder of Muhammad, please let me know in the comments. Thank you very much.